What's up guys, Nari here from How Do I Play This Game. Today I wanted to give a quick video. It's just going to be about my first impressions, my overall opinion about the newly added weapon in Battlegrounds, the VSS. Now, it's described as a suppressed sniper rifle that uses a heavy subsonic 9mm cartridge, which is very true in form to the actual gun. I believe it actually shoots a different cartridge. Don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. However, I wanted to start out by giving my pros, and then I'll give some cons about the weapon. I think the pros are, it has a very fast firing rate. The recoil is almost non-existent, so you know when you're shooting with the 4X in the scope, your next shot's lined up real quick. So not the same amount of recoil as you're going to get out of a sniper or even an AK or anything with the 4X on it. So that's very nice. Of course, the biggest pro for me is the fact that it comes suppressed with a 4X right off the bat. So I think it's really good early game if you can find one. They're actually not hard to find. I probably found, I'd say maybe 5 out of 10 games I've found one, and that's not even in the loot crates. It's just been looting around the map. So I think that's really the biggest pros for me. Now there are some cons to it, and I think that in a lot of ways it kind of overshadows the pros for me. The first is going to be the effective range. I wouldn't even consider this a sniper rifle. This almost feels as if you're shooting a UMP with a 4X on it or something, because if you're shooting anything over 150 meters, the drop-off is just almost unbearable. I mean, you can't even, you might as well not even shoot if it's over that range, to be honest. Another con is going to be the power of the weapon. It lacks power heavily, and of course that's because of the fact that it's shooting a 9mm cartridge at a distance. The bullet's very heavy for the weapon, and it just seems as if the further you are away, the more the damage is mitigated. Even up close, it really doesn't hit hard. It doesn't have a lot of ass behind it, so it's kind of like a marshmallow weapon right now. I feel like they'll probably buff it a little bit. I think they just really didn't want to make it OP or anything for the release, considering that it does come already with a 4X and a suppressor. My final con would be that I really don't think this should be a loot crate item. As I mentioned, I've already found it pretty commonly. I'd say that the rate of finding it's probably more related to a SKS or a Kar 98. It's certainly not as common as finding an AR or an SMG or anything, but it does seem relatively common, and none of the other guns that you would find in a loot crate are common at all. And I just don't think that it's powerful enough also to be a loot crate item, so I think that they should take that out. I wouldn't really call this a pro or a con, but it regards the scope and the information on the scope. I really think this is purely aesthetic, and I don't mind it. It's nice to look at. It's a little bit different, but I don't think that it gives you any more advantages as far as getting a kill than an ACOG or anything else would. I think the best application for this weapon is going to be as a sidearm. I definitely am not going to be replacing it anytime soon with my AR or my sniper rifle as my main weapon. I would most compare this to a UMP. It definitely is stronger, a little bit more of an effective range, but this weapon is definitely mid to close range combat. That's going to be my first impression of the VSS. I'm really glad that they're adding new weapons. I do think this one will be slightly buffed. However, I'm glad to see some variation, and it makes me hopeful for what they're going to add next. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like the weapon, hate it? Whatever you may think about it, just let me know. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.